welcome to my channel. Well, for those of you that don't know about this, I do lockpicking videos occasionally, and I try to identify them, you know, besides the obvious with the title. I usually put like an emoji of a lock in front of it. And if you don't like that, lockpicking, then you don't have to watch it. I won't be offended. But what we have here is, this is American Lock Company. Used to be an American, lock company that made really good locks. They still do, but they were bought out by Master Lock. So now they're, a subdivision of Master Lock. But this is a wafer lock that's used a lot in railroads. This is a code for a railroad. No, I don't remember if it's a code for a railroad or the year of this. I lost a lot of my knowledge on lockpicking. But what it is a double-sided wafer lock, all right? So if you look at it, when this one's down, this one's up. And when this one's down, that one's up. And when that one's down, this one's up. And that's the way wafer locks kind of like work, because instead of pins, you see these flat things up there? Those are your wafers. And it's using basically the same technique. There's a cylinder in here, and when it's sitting normally, these guys are obstructing the turn of the cylinder. So tensioning these, you would think I can just stick a tension wrench right down here in the middle. A lot of times you can do that, but see, it'll tension the core, but it's hard to get your pick in there. So this is one of those times where top of the keyway comes in handy. All right, so we got it up here, and the fastest way into these things, again, is just like with pin tumblers, is raking. Let me see if I can do it through the camera here. I rake one side, and then I rake the other. I'm using around a half ball, but you could use anything that, you could even use the edge of a tension wrench on wafer locks. You can, it's not right single pin pick, it's more like single wafer pick. You can go through and try to manipulate these, but I don't know if it's gonna, there we go. And what's good about these are unshimmable. With a lock that's shimmable, you can just take a piece of metal and put it through there and push these. But these are ball bearings. They get in the way, and there's no way to shim those. So they look formidable. They look difficult, but they're really not that hard once you figure them out. They require more tension, a little bit more tension than you would with a pin tumbler. They can take a little bit more rough, pushing up and down and stuff. But really, I found a lot of times with these guys that raking them is the fastest way. A lot of times on a lot of locks, that's the fastest way to get in. If you can rake your way in, sometimes you can get in faster than using a key. So there you go. There's another little quick one for those of you that like lock picking and lock stuff. If you ever find one of these, they're on eBay and stuff. They're not super expensive. You don't necessarily have to have the key if it's locked. Oh, and also another thing that you can do, once these are open like this, you can turn this back up and lock it and pick it again. Let's see if I can get it fast. I do that sometimes on locks that I don't want to lock up again. I don't have a key. I'll leave the thing open, and then I'll just lock the mechanism. Oh, I had it upside down. No wonder nothing was working. See? Boom. So yeah, wafer locks, their advantage is they can handle dusty environments and stuff like these. And this is a pretty tough body, man. This is hardened. This is real hardened steel and stuff. And it's thick. You'd have a hard time getting through these unless you know how to pick a lock. And remember, don't do anything illegal, because if you mess around with like railroad tracks, like switching stuff and all that other stuff, those are felonies, you know. I mean, so, you know, don't abuse your knowledge when you know how to pick locks. Like if you look at that and like, I wonder if I could get into that building if there was an apocalypse. Well, don't go up there and do something stupid and start trying to pick on the lock, because besides trespassing, you get shot, you know, and all this other stuff, besides getting a record. Just buy the lock. Buy the lock itself. And you can do anything you want with your own lock. I hate to have to say that, but I mean, you know, there are stupid people out there, and we have to try to protect stupid people from themselves. So, there you go. I hope you found that enjoyable. Thank you for watching, and have a nice day.